Hello and welcome. You're watching NDTV 24/7. My name is Kitty Behel. A Punjab bill that seeks to replace the state governor with the chief minister as the Chancellor of state-run universities has been returned by the President without giving her assent. Punjab Universities Laws Amendment Bill 2023 was passed by the Punjab Assembly in the two-day session in June last year, but the governor had called the session illegal. However, later the Supreme Court had held that the session was constitutionally valid and also directed the Punjab governor to decide on the bills that were passed by the Legislative Assembly session, and this bill was amongst those three bills that were passed. My colleague Gurpreet Chinna now joins us on the broadcast. He's getting us more details about this. Gurpreet, that is the latest we are learning now. The bill that sought to replace the state governor with the chief minister as Chancellor of state-run universities now has been returned by the President without her assent.
Well, yes, this is the latest development which we are telling to our viewer at this point of time, that the bill which has been sent for the final assent from the President of India has already been returned, and this bill related to the powers of the governor that should be shifted to the chief minister, and specifically the chief minister should be appointed as the vice chancellor of the state-run universities, whereas at present the governor of Punjab is the vice chancellor of state-run universities. So, as of now, what we have seen, this bill has been sent back by the President of India, and it will go back to the Punjab government. So far, the government hasn't given any reply on this bill which has been sent back by the President of India. So let's wait for the response from the government side, what they are going to say. But yes, of course, they wanted to shift all powers as a Vice Chancellor from the Punjab governor to the Chief Minister, which has not been approved by the President of India. Back to studio.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Gurpreet, for getting us all those details. We know that the governor and the Punjab government have been at loggerheads over various issues that also included the appointment of Vice Chancellor of the Punjab Agriculture University, after which this action was taken. But now the latest that is coming in is that the President has returned the bill that sought to replace the Chief Minister as the Chancellor of state-run universities. All right, we'll keep an eye on the developments there and get you more. Meanwhile, some news from Karnataka now. The Karnataka government has put on hold the bill mandating reservations for locals in private sector after a huge backlash from the industry. It is learned that the government will have a relook at the bill before it is tabled in the State Assembly. Well, this came hours after the state cabinet had cleared the bill, and it proposed appointment for Kannadigas to 50% of management positions and 75% of non-management positions in the private sector. Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah had tweeted saying that the bill has been put on hold and will be reviewed, and then a decision will be taken. Well, earlier, Siddaramaiah has said that their priority was to look after the welfare of Kannadigas, and so such action was taken. However, there has been huge criticism. The move was criticized by the IT industry, which said that such a bill would hamper the growth of tech industry in Bengaluru and also impact jobs.
It all started off with a day being completely filled with massive pushback from industries ever since the Karnataka government announced that the controversial job reservation bill has been approved by the cabinet. And with this particular bill that has been announced, a lot of backlash that was witnessed among the industry bodies, with several people claiming that this is regressive in nature, and some of them also terming it as being extremely unconstitutional. All this comes at a time when the Karnataka Assembly session is also on. So most of the Congress ministers did mention that this bill would be tabled in the Assembly before the session ends. And the opposition in the meantime had maintained silence over this issue. However, they did mention that this bill was unnecessary and that they already have existing policies in place to ensure that the employment problem would be addressed. Some of the Kannada activists did actually welcome this, but in the meantime, the overall sentiment did not really go down well, because Karnataka happens to be one of those most wanted places as far as investments as well as the industry revolution is concerned. And keeping in mind all these statements, Chief Minister Siddaramaiah has now taken to social media to put out a post suggesting that they would be taking a relook at this bill, and the next cabinet would determine the pros and cons of it, and with wider consultations, they would go ahead with further decision on this.
All right, we'll keep an eye on the updates there. Meanwhile, that's the big move now, and the Karnataka government for the time being has decided to put the bill on hold. Remember, this has not been scrapped but has been put on hold. What decision the Karnataka government will take in the near future, that remains to be seen. Turning to the Hindi heartland now, Yogi Adityanath's troubles seem to have reached Delhi doors. There were meetings after meetings at the Prime Minister's residence and a strategy huddle in Lucknow before the key by-polls. The first electoral challenge in the state after the recent Lok Sabha poll drubbing. There have been several cross signals through the day, with Deputy Chief Minister Keshav Prasad Maurya's cryptic "No one is bigger than the party" post. Now, SP Chief Akhilesh Yadav was also quick to hit back. Listen.
ये सरकार जो आपस में लड़ रही है, इनके फैसले भी जल्दीबाजी के हैं। जहां शिक्षकों को परेशान करने के लिए जो सरकार ने फैसला लिया कि ऑनलाइन डिजिटल अटेंडेंस ली जाएगी, समाजवादी पार्टी ने उसका विरोध भी किया। तो ये फैसला निरस्त हो, तभी हमारे शिक्षकों की असली मदद होगी। वहीं ये जहां कमजोर पड़े हैं, लखनऊ में और सरकार में ये कमजोर पड़े हैं, इसलिए इन्होंने ध्वस्तीकरण का अपना फैसला टाला है।
Well, a very crucial meeting between Home Minister Amit Shah and Prime Minister Narendra Modi has just concluded, and as you can see in the visuals, Home Minister's convoy is now leaving from Prime Minister's residence after that all-important meeting, which almost took place for 1 hour or so. There you can see Home Minister Amit Shah now leaving from Prime Minister's residence amid of the speculations that there could be organizational changes that could be seen in the state of Uttar Pradesh as far as Bharatiya Janata Party is concerned. Remember, it was Keshav Prasad Maurya who met yesterday JP Nadda, and it was also Mr. Bhupendra Singh Chaudhary, Uttar Pradesh Bharatiya Janata Party state president, who met Prime Minister Narendra Modi this afternoon, and the sources also indicated that he had offered the resignation to the top brass of the Bharatiya Janata Party. We have been also told that certainly it is Mr. Chaudhary who had taken moral responsibility as far as Bharatiya Janata Party's recent performance in the general elections are concerned, where Bharatiya Janata Party was reduced to 33 seats, and soon after that there were indications that there could be structural changes in the Bharatiya Janata Party state unit ahead of the 10 by-polls that are scheduled in Uttar Pradesh, and it all remains to be seen that what decisions had been taken in this crucial meeting between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Home Minister Amit Shah, whether there would be structural changes that would be seen in Bharatiya Janata Party state unit of Uttar Pradesh or not, and certainly how the strategy would be for the upcoming 10 by-polls in the state of Uttar Pradesh. This is Aishwarya with journalist Prem Singh for NDTV in Delhi.
All right, now shifting our focus from UP to Maharashtra. 4 top leaders have resigned from the NCP in Maharashtra's Pimpri Chinchwad, dealing a major blow to the party led by Ajit Pawar after a poor showing in the recently held Lok Sabha polls. They will now join the Sharad Pawar faction. Meanwhile, the NCP chief Sharad Pawar seemed to have softened his stand against his nephew, saying he was willing to discuss Ajit Pawar's return. Well, the Pawar family split into 2 political parties after a rebellion by Ajit Pawar against his uncle and NCP founder Sharad Pawar in 2023. And after this, big developments now taking place in Maharashtra.
Certainly lots taking place in Maharashtra politics. In fact, today over 20 leaders, corporators and unit heads of Ajit Pawar NCP have returned to Sharad Pawar fold. This happening in Pune. Of course, these are leaders from Pimpri Chinchwad who has decided to go back to their original Sharad Pawar fold. Sharad Pawar, of course, inviting them in high spirits. There was an event that took place today. Of course, all this amid rumblings within NCP. We know for a fact that there's disgruntlement as far as Ajit Pawar NCP cadres are concerned. They're not happy in the Mahayuti alliance. Of course, they suffered a setback and blow post Lok Sabha elections. It was a miserable result as far as the NCP is concerned, where they just managed to win 1 out of 4 seats, which is when, they started getting sidelined within the grand Mahayuti equation. So therefore, the leaders wanting to switch over to the original camp, go back to Sharad Pawar faction. Also, it makes sense because assembly elections are around the corner and MBA has showcased stellar performance in the Lok Sabha election. So therefore, they would want to go back to perhaps what they would consider as the winning side in the future. So many more turns expected to happen. Sharad Pawar, of course, softening his, reaction as far as Ajit Pawar equation is concerned. He says that he will decide on whether leaders wanting to join them based on consultation with his party leaders. Chhagan Bhujbal also wanting to perhaps switch sides. Murmurs happening there also. So yes, multiple churns expected in the days to come.
All right. Well, we'll keep an eye on the developments there. Meanwhile, some news from Assam now that we are following. Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma had said that the changing demography in his state was a huge concern, highlighting that the Muslim population in Assam had seen a significant increase. He said that the issue of changing demography was not political but a matter of life and death. Now, the Congress has hit out at the Assam Chief Minister, with Gaurav Gogoi saying that Assam Chief Minister is suffering from amnesia, and just 2 months back he was seen dancing and singing in the minority dominated areas of Assam. Listen in.
बदलते डेमोग्राफी मेरे लिए, मैं असम से आया हूं, ये मेरे लिए बहुत बड़ा मुद्दा है। इसलिए मैं असम में, बंगाल में हर दिन मेरा असम में मुस्लिम पॉपुलेशन 40% हो चुका है। 1951 में 12% था। आज असम में मुस्लिम पॉपुलेशन 40%। हम जिला की जिला खो चुका है। तो मेरे लिए ये मुद्दा पॉलिटिकल नहीं है, मेरे लिए ये जीना और मरने का मुद्दा है।
I think he is suffering from amnesia. He has forgotten that 2 months ago he was in a 80% minority dominated area in Dhing, campaigning for the BJP in Nagaon Lok Sabha. At that time it was not a matter of life and death. Today it is. So these are all diversionary tactics for his failure.
Well, war of words are breaking out with the Congress also hitting back at the Assam Chief Minister over the statement that he's made. Well, with that, it's time for a short break here. More news and updates will continue on the other side. Stay tuned. Welcome back after the break. It's a major crackdown on terror in Jammu Kashmir after recent spate of terror attacks. According to Jammu Kashmir Police, several overground workers and supporters of terrorists have been arrested. Well, this comes after recent attacks, including the killing of 4 army soldiers on Monday. Meanwhile, we're learning a counter-terror operation is still underway in the Desa area of Doda. Large number of troops and paramilitary forces are conducting search operations and area domination in the region at the moment. We'll get you more on that. Meanwhile, some more news that we're tracking now. We're learning 12 Maoists were killed in a 6-hour-long encounter with the police in Maharashtra's Gadchiroli district. Those are the latest visuals that have come in. Several automatic weapons have also been recovered from these Maoists. Well, it was a 6-hour-long operation that we are learning. The encounter that did last for at least 6 hours, and 12 Maoists were neutralized in that operation. We're shifting our focus now to some more news that we're tracking. We're learning Chhattisgarh Chief Minister Vishnu Desai had met Union Home Minister Amit Shah today, and this meeting was held regarding the internal security of the state. Information also coming in that the Chief Minister of Chhattisgarh had apprised the Home Minister of the action that has been taken against the Naxal network in this state. My colleague Nukul now joins us on the broadcast here, getting us more on that. Nukul, what more details are coming out about the meeting that took place between the Chief Minister of Chhattisgarh and Union Home Minister Amit Shah?
Well, Kitty, Chief Minister Vishnu Desai, he was in Delhi today, and he first met the Information and Broadcasting Minister Ashwini Vaishnav. And at around 8:30 p.m., the meeting with Amit Shah, which took place at the residence of Home Minister, there was discussion in detail about the Chhattisgarh's vision of 2047, in fact, and there was a discussion on the development projects ahead for Chhattisgarh, with the Chief Minister had a vision in their head. Also, during the meeting, the Chief Minister informed the Union Minister that the state government has identified all the 8 different areas where they towards the development in Chhattisgarh. What we are also learning so far is that the working committee which has been formed to bolster the development in the areas. The Chhattisgarh government is also interacting people, and let me also tell the viewers that they are also interacting people in the state on regular basis and also discussing the common people issue to chalk down the roadmap for further development. The important issue, Kitty, as you mentioned, that the discussion took place on the Naxalism issue as well, which was prime importance. As the Chief Minister Sai spoke about the effective action being taken against the supply and funding of the network of these Maoist areas and Maoist networks in this particular state. Also, the Chief Minister informed the Home Minister about the Naxal operations which are taking place at the most Maoist affected areas, also consisting of Bastar and other areas. So there was discussion on Naxalism and the development for the Chhattisgarh ahead of this particular.
All right. Thank you so much, Nukul, for getting us all those details there. Those are the latest details coming out about this meeting that took place in the national capital today. All right. We have some more news now coming in that we're tracking at the moment. 8 Indians among 9 crew members were rescued after an oil tanker had capsized off the Oman coast. A total of 9 crew members out of 16 who had gone missing after the oil tanker capsized off the coast of Oman have been rescued now. Well, out of the 9 members, 8 are Indians and 1 is from Sri Lanka. My colleague Ghazali is now joining us on the broadcast. He is getting us more details about this rescue operation. Ghazali, what more information do we have?
See, there is no information as yet on the remaining Indian crew members, but out of the 9 sailors, 8 were Indian nationals and 1 is a Sri Lankan citizen who has been rescued by from the crew of Comoros flagged vessel MT Falcon Prestige. And actually, this was a joint operation of the Omani authorities as well as Indian Navy, and the search operations are still on. 9 crew, including 8 Indians, have been rescued. As Indian INS Teg was also deployed by the Navy forces there. And the vessel had transmitted a distress call around 10 p.m. on July 14 of the Oman coast, and after which it went missing. Now, 9 people have been recovered. They are all alive. The rest, search and rescue operation is still going on, and the Indian Embassy in Oman has been posting updates, and they have been told that perhaps once the operation will locate more people in that coastal area, then perhaps they'll update more.
Okay. Thank you so much, Ghazali, for getting us all those details there. Well, not much information about the remaining crew members, but this is some good news now that we're getting at the moment. 8 Indians among those 9 people who've been rescued so far from this oil tanker that had capsized off the Oman coast. That is the latest coming in. Well, shifting our focus now to some more news. The main accused in Vikashsheel Insan Party chief Mukesh Sahni's father, Jeetan Sahni's murder case has been arrested. Kazim Ansari has been arrested by the Bihar police. Well, Jeetan Sahni was murdered by unknown assailants in Bihar's Darbhanga. According to the information, the incident had taken place at his residential house in Ghanshampur area on Monday night when he was attacked and killed with a sharp weapon. Following the incident, the DSP-led police team had reached the spot and started their investigation, and now we're learning the main accused had been taken into custody. News coming in from neighboring country Bangladesh. At least 6 people were killed and several hundred injured in Bangladesh after violence flared between pro-government students, police and rival students over the public sector employment quotas, prompting the shuttering of schools and universities across the country. Now, thousands of students have been protesting across Bangladesh against a court order that reinstated a 30% quota to families of war veterans. The stir that has been going on for weeks has now turned violent. All right, shifting our focus now, there's some more news that we are tracking at the moment. In a major setback for the Enforcement Directorate, the Madras High Court has quashed the case registered against 2 big-time sand mining contractors and their associates, holding that the agency has stepped outside its jurisdiction since mining does not come under the scheduled list of offences in the Prevention of Money Laundering Act. The court directed that their properties that ED had attached in the case be released. The matter relates to alleged illegal sand mining across 5 districts of Tamil Nadu. The ED had been investigating the matter since September last year.